Hey guys, how's it going? It's Deli Brew here. Got a bit of a different video today. I've been playing a bit of TFT, as some of you know. I play it quite a lot. And coming up is the new set, Fates, set 4. I decided that I would play some PBE games when it came out. This is one of the first games that I played. It was about 5 AM. I was pretty tired, but I was very excited to play. We are, of course, rocking Chonk, the new little legend. There he goes. I do quite like him, I must say. But yeah, this is a quick highlight video that I wanted to make where I had a pretty crazy game. Some people got real mad in chat. It was good fun. So I'm doing a post-game commentary for you guys. Oh god, I don't know if I'm going to edit this or not, so you may hear that. I wasn't really sure on Chonk at first, but seeing his animations again, you can see I'm just sort of testing them out here, seeing him bounce around. That was what sold it for me, his little jump, pretty cool. So in this game, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to try Elderwood Mages, and then sure enough, I get a Chosen Maokai in the shop pretty early, and I was like, alright, let's do this. So Chosen is the new mechanic that they've added, or one of the new mechanics, should I say. Basically, the way it works is, if you haven't bought one, then Chosen Champions can show up in your shop. They're 2 times the star level and cost that much, so this is a 2-star 1 cost unit, so it costs 3 gold. And in addition, they choose one of the a random trait, and that champion counts for 2 of those traits. So as you can see, I've got Brawler online just by putting in this Maokai. You can also get one that's worth 2 Elderwood, but we'll probably go into that a little bit more later. And I got an early Hecarim in the Orb, and then I got a Zed as well, and I was like, alright, well Zed's fine. So what I was looking at doing this game is I wanted to do mages, because I tried to do mages in another game, but I didn't really get the hang of it, and went out in about 8th or something. It ended up not being too grand. But I figured, well, why not? Let's give it another go, maybe with more of an Elderwood kind of approach. So I pick up the TF here and another Maokai, and yeah, just kind of like barreling through. I didn't really get like the best items. Like, this is a Giant Slayer on the bench here, potentially, that I could make, but that's not really what I'm after. GA is okay. I think GA is what I end up using the sword for. And the belt as well. Again, it's like, ideally I want rods and tears and magey items, but at this point in the game it's not really that big of a deal. So I can see my Lulu here that I definitely want, and I'm like, bada bing, I pick that up, sell this Zed. I think about buying an army, and then I want to go to level 4 here. I remember I was like, I suppose I could sell the Maokai so I can go to level 4, and I was like, in my mind, I've been playing too much set 3, I thought mages worked like sorcerer passive, and that you needed 2 to get them online, but obviously it's 3, so I didn't really end up benefiting too much from this. I like the idea of cornering my stuff. I don't have to worry about Blitzcrank anymore, so I can put stuff in the corner free of worry. So I scout out a little bit about just to see what everyone's doing. I'm not try-harding, it's day 0 on the PBE, so I'm not looking to try hard and fuck anyone's day up, but I'm more interested to see what sorts of things people are running. So this guy is doing like a sharpshooter-y sort of thing. A fellow Chonk enthusiast, you can see there. We don't really have any problems dispatching him. Again, we're level 4, our Maokai is putting the work in, so the other thing about Chosen is, I believe, I can't remember, I'll put up a thing on screen if this is not true, but I think they get increased mana as well. I think they generate mana quicker, so they're generally pretty good, but as long as you have one, they can't show up in the shop for other units, so that's kind of the payoff, the trade-off rather. So I get my Vhagar pretty early, which I'm pretty happy about, pretty chuffed. So I can talk a bit more about the passives. So Elderwood, every 2 seconds in combat, Elderwood champions grow, is what it's described as. You can see it in a second here. I mean, you've probably seen it happen in the fights. They start going like this green kind of color, and every 2 seconds that ticks over, they get a stack of increased armor and magic resist, and also some increased AD and spell power. So, you know, it's pretty good. It's a pretty decent thing. It's kind of like, it ramps up kind of similar to Chrono that we saw in set 3. The difference being that I think because they like all the stats are always going to be beneficial no matter what Elderwood champion it is. You know, I feel like one of the problems that Chrono might have had is that a lot of the champions didn't necessarily benefit from the attack speed, but with this effect, I feel like every unit is always at least getting something. You know, it's just stats across the board, which is always good. So I've got 4 Elderwood online here, and things are going really well. And I had a choice to make in this next round that was coming up. And I can't remember what my shop is, but I remember this round particularly. So, because I'm winning at this point, I'm on a 100 win streak. If I sell either my Maokai on the bench, I think it would be the Maokai on the bench because I already have him level 2. I thought I could sell my Maokai, go up to 8, and then put in my other Lulu, which isn't great, but it does put me on level 5 and will probably help me keep my streak. I was thinking about it a bit, and then I was like, do I want to 3-star my Maokai potentially? Then, in which case, selling it would not be the most ideal play. And I decided against it in the end. I decided to just sit on top of my money. But I thought, well, I do want to try and protect my streak a little bit, so I whacked my Giant Spell on Hecarim for what it's worth. Because in my mind, I don't really know about Hecarim. He seems good. I'm sure he's good in several comps, but the best thing about Elderwood for me is that there's an internal synergy between Nunu and Maokai, which is what I was going for. It's just the 2 Elderwood, 2 Brawler is great, and so I end up losing this because look at the attack speed on the Callista. It's maddening. The Guinsoo's Rage Blade on Callista definitely seems like a must. It really like bumps that champion up. I start walking menacingly at this guy. That was an accident. I was trying to I forgot you can't right click enemy champs to see what they do. I wanted to right click the Callista and check her attack speed. But I guess it just doesn't work when they're in the victory animation, so I just kind of walk towards him. So on the carousel, I'm still really looking for rods and tiers and stuff, and I see them, but sure enough, they both go, and then I remember I have a belt and some tanky boys, and I clock this Veigar that I'm right in front of, and I'm like, I'll take the belt. And then that's when I decided to make this Warmogs. And I mean, if you've seen the thumbnail of this video, you kind of know where this is going. You kind of know what's going to happen next. Basically, this game ended up going very well, and we'll see more of that in just a second. I didn't exactly, in terms of my shops, I didn't necessarily hit a fucking wicked shop or anything. Nothing was too insane about my shops. I wasn't getting Elderwoods everything. I wasn't 3-starring stuff really early. But some would say I potentially forced a lot of this comp, but it ended up going really well. So this is the thing that I'm hovering over here, Fate Chosen. So I have my Maokai, he's worth 2 Brawlers, and I'm thinking at the time, I'm like, okay, when I inevitably swap out Hecarim for Nunu, we're in a bit of a situation now where I'm kind of my Chosen Maokai isn't as good as he used to be, because I don't necessarily need another Brawler. But then you have basically an option. This is the interesting thing about the Fates mechanic. The Chosen mechanic, I mean, is that from how it was pitched when I first read about it, it made it seem like, oh, you have a choice. You can either get a Chosen unit super early, and then you're kind of locked into it, or you wait for that perfect Chosen to come along that really makes your comp shine. But this was the last game I played. I played 5 or 6 in the early hours of the morning. This was the last game that I played. And the thing that I've kind of learned and realized, I don't know how true this is, but this is true in my experience, is that if you forego Chosen units early, you're just sacrificing so much potential of win streaking and leading. Nearly every early win streaker so far. Again, the game is very early days, so could probably all change. But a lot of people who are win streaking early, so look here, this guy has the Chosen Wukong, Divine. God, man, it's almost like I pre-planned that I would be talking about this, but I am just reading the tooltip at the time to see what they do. So, he's win streaking, and he has a really decent backline. He's got his Enlightened and the Vanguards at the front, and the Divine passive as well. And surely enough, he is streaking long and hard into the game. And I'm the same. I have my Chosen Maokai, who's been tanking the front line, and a lot of people who were lower down in this lobby didn't have their Chosens online, or weren't keeping up in terms of econ and things. This guy seemed on it. He had his Chosen Diana, but again, it's luckily I have a really strong comp at this point. Cultist is really good, builds itself. Pretty straightforward comp, but very powerful, especially early if you get it online. So yeah, even this TF nearly mows through the rest of my comp, but we managed to keep our streak going. It sucks that I lost one just before the carousel. Maybe if I did that leveling thing, it would have played out a little bit differently. Yeah, so Krugs are back as well. Well, I mean, Krugs were never gone, but I mean, the old Krug models are back. I don't know if they're going to make some special Ionian models for these guys. Probably not. This is me just kind of looking at some of the models and stuff, like checking out Chonk walking in. So this is the thing about the Krugs, is that I don't know, like, it didn't really seem that bad. It seems kind of like how they are in set 3. I don't think they've changed these neutral rounds at all, but it used to be back in the day in like set 1 and stuff. These things could be menaces to your team if you didn't spread them properly, hence I kind of moved my whole team over to the right hand side to have a better shot at these, and obviously we clear them no problem. I get a bunch of stuff I don't want. I get I get like a Vi, and I get like all this stuff. It's like Duelist, Warlords and Keepers and things. So in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm sticking to my guns. I'm going Elderwood. I'm going to force this like a fool. It's day 1. I want to have some fun. So I stick to my guns and sell all that. Turn those guys into liquid cash, and get my my Lulu up to 2 stars. It's interesting seeing Lulu not being an incredibly super powerful 5 cost, but I like how she works in this game. She gives bonus health on her ult. And with the mage passive online, she's casting that like twice. It's really, really quite something. So I have my mage backline. I decide I can't really sit on these items too long, otherwise I'm never going to get anything done. So I go ahead and give Veigar a Giant Slayer. Not the best item on him, but I was at a loss really for what to do with them otherwise. And I was like, not the worst. And I get to keep my sword for a Guardian Angel later, which I do believe is what I end up building. So yeah, this guy is this is the guy in first, I believe, and I think I win this. I can't quite remember. Let's find out. It's looking good for me at the moment, I must say. Yeah, I do believe that I'm able to win it, but only just so that you can see how tanky that Wukong is. A lot of early comps will struggle with that. Hence, this guy's been able to streak so far, and that is the power of like the chosen units early. So what I end up doing in this game is obviously the chosen Maokai is going to fall off later. He's not going to be anywhere near as useful as he is in the early game, which is a bit of a shame, but that's just kind of how it goes. So I think a lot of the difficulty in decision making that's going to come from Fates is knowing when to swap your chosen unit out. And so this is kind of similar to like pivoting comps, which isn't something that you've always had to do. It's something that sometimes you've been forced to do. For example, if your comp is really contested, say you're trying to go like mech, if you see 4 other guys going mech and they get the fizz before you and you're like level 1 Annie, level 1 Syndra, you're kind of screwed. You have to pivot, and then that is like a really hard thing to learn. For me personally, I've always struggled with it. Knowing when to sell your units and buy completely fresh ones and reorder your comp completely can be really, really tricky. And I think that same kind of mentality has been like transferred over into Chosen. Like, that's exactly what Chosen is. It's you will get something early, but instead of having your comp contested, it's the whole thing of you have to weigh up whether this Chosen unit is still worth it for your comp and if it's going to be worth it into the late game. And not only that, it's even after you sell it, you have to sell it before you even get the chance at a Chosen that you want. You could get a Chosen for a bunch of traits that you're not running or using or interested in, and so it can all get a bit hectic. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see. In a minute you will see that luckily for me, the Chosen that I end up with is going to be Nunu, and he's the one that I keep going into the late game. And I think that this was the first game for me where I kind of had the realization. I was like, well, you get whatever Chosen you can get early, if it's like a decent one, and then rock it for as long as you need to win streak and build up a good economy. See, right now I'm on 50 gold. I'm level 6. I think I'm one of the first to hit level 6 in the lobby. I didn't really check, unfortunately. No one's really like rushing. I think based on the current leveling strats for set 3, I think if you have high Egon, then it's always good to like try and go up at about 3-1 to level 6. But there was no rush for me. I'm streaking. I don't need to spam a bunch of gold. I can econ as much as I want. And it's going really well. So next carousel, I can't really remember how this one plays out. Let's have a look at what's on there. If I'm not mistaken, because someone guy forfeited, so it's an odd number of people on the carousel, so I'm always getting 2 choices at the end of this. I think I actually get given the Ash, which is the one with the bow there. That's the other thing I wanted to bring up. Dude, these little legends, the new ones, the musical taunts that they have are so cool, but so loud. I think it's the one thing that I would say. I don't know if it's just because I have my sounds up too high or whatever, or I think it's just a volume issue. The guitar playing dragons, I don't really know whose decision it was to make the dragons like shred on a guitar, but I do like it, but they're really loud. I find them really loud. The same with Chonk's little drum beat that he does. As much as I love them, they are really loud. Anyway, back to the game. So I decided to slow roll in this one at 6 because I'm looking for a lot of level 2s and some level 3s. I want my Lulu to be 3-star, I feel, because her bonus health is really good. I'm also in the lead by quite a bit, and I don't really see any benefit of me going up because the only epic that I'm really looking for is Ashe. I think I end up running Cassiopeia as well because I start thinking long term. So one of the final Elderwoods is a legendary, the 5-cost Ezreal is the Elderwood representative in the 5-cost market, and he is a Dazzler as his trait or class, or I can't remember what they say is what. Here we are fighting that Kalista again with the double Quinsus and a bow there just for good measure. So you can see, like, I think this build is going to be really powerful. I think the main problem with this guy is that he ended up not going cultist because there was another guy going cultist. But putting Kalista with a Quinsus in a cultist comp seems very good to me. Seems very good to me. So this is where things get spicy. Get myself another Hecarim. So Hecarim, again, like I said earlier, I'm not really looking to use him, but I thought, well, I'll bite him up anyway. And now I have my Maokai 2. And I'm like, guess I don't need this Chosen then. Guess I don't need this Chosen anymore. And it gives me that, it gives me the vibe, but then, oh, lo and behold, I actually get really lucky here. Getting a Chosen Nunu was almost like the perfect thing that could happen, and he's double Elderwood as well, so you see that gives me my 6 Elderwood online, which buffs up the amount that they grow to 30 armor MR, 10 AD and spell power every 2 seconds, so that's a huge buff to my team. And I have the Ashe in the backline already. I'm also 1 Lulu away. I'm a little bit under 50 gold, which sucks, but again, I was ahead up until that round where I lost my streak, which was a bit of a shame, so I didn't end up with as much money as I could have. But then, coming into this next fight, we're looking great. Again, Lulu's like just smashing her health down on everyone. And we're looking to get back into a healthy economy again. So the 6 Elderwood is really, really starting to pay off. And Nunu as well is a beast. He is an absolute beast. So you guys are going to see why he was able to carry this game for me very, very, very soon. A couple more items away and then all will be revealed. So yeah, unfortunately nothing really there that I'm interested in. Talon is a really interesting unit, actually. I would like to do more games with him. I tried to force an Assassin's game as one of the 5 games that I played, and it ended up not going very well. I came 8th. I think my problem was, again, that was when I was trying to figure out how to best utilize the Chosen mechanic, and like I said to you guys earlier, I feel that what I said is correct. Although this was the only game where I really had to back it up. The first game I played, I won as well with a Chosen Garen that I got really early. Again, I didn't really know what anything did. I was just picking things up. So who knows if that's true, but we'll see. Only time will tell. I'm very excited for this set. I think my game froze a bit there. There we go. It's no worries. So I think I go ahead and make a GA here. Yeah, I don't really have much need for the vest at all. So I just go ahead and build GA on my Veigar. I'm hoping to find more. There we go. I get my level 3 Lulu. I pick up another Hecarim just in case, because of this, like, after getting the Chosen Nunu. So this is the thing. In my mind, I was insistent on getting 6 Elderwood originally with Ezreal instead of having this Chosen aspect from Nunu. But all of a sudden, things change when you get the Chosen thing. I'm like, well, now 9 Elderwood is very much possible. It was something that I was not looking to try and chase at the start because I thought, oh, I don't really want to build with all the spatulas and play with that. But having the Chosen stuff makes these chase traits a lot more feasible. Alright, so watch Nunu here. Like, I think he just did it. I think I kind of missed it. It's still a little bit before he starts going crazy. But the way his ability works... hold on, let's see if it happens here. Yeah, so he just consumes, dude. That is the name of the ability. It deals a certain amount of magic damage. But if Nunu has more health than his target before the bite happens, then what it does is it does like an extra 50% of the damage it's already doing as true damage. So once the match has gone on for 10 seconds, all Elder Woods have reached their maximum stacks. Nunu's damage that he's dealing with his ultimate is so huge, and the fact that he is always going to have more health because of Warmogs, or virtually always having more health because of Warmogs, means that you just devour, absolutely demolish carries, tanks, doesn't matter. Nunu does not care. Nunu does not give a single fuck, man. He is... I don't know how good he will end up being, but this game was super fun. This game was super fun. And again, I'm sorry if I sound a bit nasally. I've been a bit under the weather recently. I've been a little bit sick. But I really wanted to make this video because this was such a fun game. And I'm really enjoying Fate so far. I'll definitely be playing more games and uploading more videos. Probably more with some live commentary in the future. Again, I was feeling ill when I recorded this game itself. It was late. I didn't really feel like screaming and shouting about teamfight tactics at 5 in the morning with a bit of a cold. So I figured I'd do it today instead. Oh, man. So yeah, slow rolling again. I get my Annie up just for the sake of it. I'm looking to replace her later on. There are better mages. I think I have Ari in as a stand-in for a little while. Ari seems pretty good too. But our goal here is to get Nunu 3-starred and get a lot of our other units 3-starred. So we have Lulu already at 3, which is great. Maokai, like, I'm kind of given up on the Maokai dream at this point because I've bought and sold so many. And the odds of finding one costs at this stage are, yeah, like what? Let's say 20 or 30. My mole vision, yeah, it has to be 20, right? Yeah, I think so. So yeah, here we go. This is a good game of Nunu. Oh no, yes, so this was quite the opposite actually. It was where I realized that this Callista build is actually really good. And it can help you win streak early so hard. See, look at this. Her attack speed, like she reaches the cap so early on with the double Guinsus. And the Ren stacks, so the way her passive works is that with every auto attack she puts in a spear in her target. It does like % health damage or something, and the second that they do enough damage to kill, the second that they would do enough damage to kill the target, they pop. So it's like, again, really good against tankier champions that just want to stay there for ages and soak loads of damage, because all of a sudden they can't do that now. All of a sudden they're coming under fire from Callista, and if that Callista isn't matched, then your tank is just gonna die. There's a lot of really good strategic anti-tank approaches in this set, I find. And I think another one is that was just on the carousel there, Lee Sin. Lee Sin is a great one. His ability lets him punch someone to the edge of the map, and then if he uses it while someone is at the edge of the map, like in the corner, they will just be removed. They just go. They just get yeeted out of the arena and you never see him again. That's how powerful it can be. It's good stuff. So, I thought this would be a bit of a meme, but I decided to go for the double Warmogs. So that is a huge amount of health. So now Nunu is super tanky, and that's when I knew that I needed to get him 3-starred. So again, I wasn't too fast. I sold the Hecarims. I'm not really looking at them to use them in my comp. I sell my remaining Maokais. The dream is officially over. He was my chosen once, but now Nunu has overtaken him very much. I had the option here to sell my Annie and put in Ari. On post-review, I think putting in Ari, especially after this game, so you can see this guy is running 6 mage, and he has Ari with the blue buff. The damage, man! It's like, I'm lucky that my Lulu saved my ass, but holy moly, like, it does so much damage to the Spirit Bomb. So I think that was definitely probably a better contender than Annie. Then again, I feel like her frontline capability really did help out my comp a little bit. It helped keep my damage in the back. It took some flack off my Nunu as well, so Annie ended up being like a really decent stand-in. I think she's a great 2-cost unit to whack in if you need Mage or Fortune, for instance. Fortune's another one, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. I'll have to get into that another time. So yeah, I continue my slow roll, get my Nunu. Looking at the Hecarim, thinking about it, nah. The amount of Hecarims this game offered me, I definitely could have gone for it. And then I wanted to keep my Econ. In hindsight, I probably could have sold my Ashe instead, because she ends up not really being too much of a key player. I completely forgot I whacked the Runans on her a little bit ago. I didn't really know what items would be good on her. Oh, excuse me. Because bear in mind, the rest of this comp is playing all-around magic damage, so she's like my only physical damage dealer. But the Runan seems to be decent. She pumps out a lot of attack speed with her ability. There's Lee Sin doing his Hya, so you can see him here. Luckily, just gets devoured. And then I think, yeah, he does win. I couldn't remember. Like I remember this one being painfully close. I think Nunu was very close to ulting her. But that's alright. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So yeah, continuing my slow roll rampage. Looking through here. Not getting particularly lucky. I'm getting a lot of other 3-cost units, but I get my Veigar there finally. Bumping him up to level 2. I got one really early on and then did not find another one for a long time. And also, this was when I realized that his ultimate has the same feature from League of Legends, where if he kills someone, if he kills his target using his ultimate, he gains 1 permanent spell power, which is just nice, I guess. I'm not really sure how much that was really felt this game, because while Veigar I think is the optimal carry for this Elderwood like mage build, Nunu very much ends up stealing the show, and you'll see very soon. I decided to go for the Bramble. Part of me was holding out to try and make him a mage, but I figured, well, I already have my 3. I kind of know how I want to play this, and Bramble Vest will just give him that extra tankiness, and that's kind of what he needs, really. He just needs to be alive. Ulting twice doesn't make him any healthier. It just, it's just funny. So, Bramble Vest ends up being the item of choice, and now this is where things start to get a bit ridiculous. So you see I'm looking at the Cassiopeia because I see she's a Dazzler, and I'm like, I'm thinking about it, but I decide there's not really any point in buying her just to, like, you know, screw my econ over. I'm at 50, I'm at the top of the leaderboard, I'm living life. So this guy, what's this guy rocking? He's going ninja, yeah, so this guy rocked the whole ninjas thing. Ninjas seem really interesting. I remember really enjoying them in set 1. So I'll probably play some Ninjas games. I'm definitely going to play this all, man. I'm so excited to try out all these different comps. Elderwood has really been one of my favorites. So what he just... It's Nunu and Veigar versus the world, man. He just ate 3 ninjas. You see this guy? This guy's... Yum. What the fuck is the os, he says. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. Again, all this is subject to change. It's all PBE stuff at the moment. Maybe this is broken. Maybe this is 3-star Nunu. Maybe he's about to get a triple kill. Well, he just did. He just did. Absolutely sealed the deal. Adding further insult to this guy's injury. So I missed the Hecarim. I think I was thinking about it, but again, it doesn't really matter for my comp. I'm already at 6 Elderwood. Like, putting Hecarim in doesn't really change anything at the moment. Akali was not really, you know, an addition that I wanted, but she was just a ninja, so her trait is fine. I figured, well, she'll just be okay to stick in for a bit of extra damage. As my 7th unit, I figured slow rolling after hitting the Nunu didn't really make any sense. Like, I could have gone for the Veigar, but being a higher level, I think, was the better play. So look at him go. Like, I think I end up losing this one, but it's close, man. See, it was really, really close. Nunu, I think if I had the Gargoyle Stone Plate, the new tank item, then maybe this Nunu would have been fucking unstoppable. But he still ended up being super fun to run, and nigh unstoppable anyway. I'm making a bit of a misnomer here. I'm making a bit of a mistake here, rather. I start rolling, and then I roll a little bit over the 30 threshold, and I decide, oh well, I'm over 30 now, so I may as well just keep going. Really not a good idea. I decided to get Hunter active to see if that helps at all. Again, I'm not keeping Aphelios in, he's just a stand-in, and I roll all the way down to 20 like a complete scrub, and stop. But at least I stopped there. At least I did not keep going. I think I was desperate to try and get my my Ezreal, was what I was looking for, or Cassiopeia. Were both kind of what was in my peripheral there, what I was hoping to find. So, again, this Callista is going ham, but I think the Hunter passive is actually what saved me there. The Hunter one is every 3 seconds or so. I can't remember the specifics on the seconds, to be completely honest with you. But it's every couple of seconds. All your Hunters target the same unit, I think, and deal increased damage to it. Like in one attack, they just go wha-bam and shoot one huge load of damage into one particular unit. Can be really, really good in clutch situations. I've seen Hunter pop off a few times in a few of my games. Seems really fun. definitely want to check out in the future. So I can't remember, there was an item that I wanted there, it got taken. I can't see it now because I'm checking out my beautiful Kanmei arena. I love the way this arena looks. They've really knocked it out of the park in terms of the aesthetic for this this set, I feel. It's very weeby, but maybe that's why I like it quite so much. They definitely like played into the thematic really well. All the legends are really cool. They've really done a good job. I like all of the champions too so far. There hasn't been any champion that I thought that's not really fitting with the theme. This sucks. That's not true. All of them are really exciting as well. The 5 costs are crazy. They're very, very interesting. I had my first game. I won where I ran Set, the boss himself. Clearly one of the more comical units. Put in for those big Reddit karma farming moments. He really is like quite a fun carry to run though. So I'm playing against the cultist guy. I can't remember how many cultists he has, and honestly I'm just not familiar enough with the set to know how many he has. All of the models kind of blend into one for me at the moment. He has a Kane who just gets absolutely demolished by my backline. Nunu just going and eating a carry just because he feels like it. Man, look, he hardly lost any health either. So I get my 2-star Vega. I can't remember if I end up 3-starring the Vega or not, but without Rabadons or blue buff or anything, he really is nowhere near his full potential. But Nunu, on the other hand, Nunu is living his best life, honestly. He really is at the moment. Maokai championed it in the beginning, and now Nunu shall carry on his legacy. So the chosen mechanic, I feel like it matters a bit, because when I first read about it, I was really worried, I was really skeptical. I was like, I could understand what they meant with the whole, oh, well, it means that you don't just learn the game. It means that you don't force mech or astro snipers every game. And that makes a lot of sense, and I think that's good for the game. But when they were like, oh, it's a random unit that shows up in the shop, I just sort of thought, oh, I don't like that. Mostly because shop RNG is already a thing in itself, right? You can already get screwed over by the shop. Imagine getting screwed over twice. But look at him go! That was triple kill for Nunu! There he goes, dude. Popping off. Yeah, guy's getting pretty upset. Still, the guy from before, just watching this Nunu wreck face. I should have sold a Maokai there to go up to 40, but it's not a big deal. Is that Gunblade? I believe that is Gunblade. No, that's Shojin. Shojin. Again, sorry, my monitor is my playback feed is really small, so reading these numbers and seeing everything is kind of problematic. I think when I record these in the future, I'll record them in when I watch the footage. I shall watch it in Media Player. Right now, I'm watching it in my editing software, which isn't the best. It's not exactly state of the art, so kind of hard to see some things. The new Kane, this like ancient thing, is cool. It's cool, man. I don't know if anyone's seen the Runeterra videos, the promos they did, but there was a... Oh no, it's not Shojin. Of course it's not Shojin. It's the Elderwood Blessing. This is way more important than the Runeterra videos. This is what... Elderwood Sprout, rather. This is what pushes me to 8. I'm like, I'm just going to 8. Screw it. I put in Ari instead. I feel like she's going to benefit more. She gets the Mage passive. She gets the Elderwood thing. But I have room for another unit. So I put in this Cassiopeia. I'm digging for the Ezreal here. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm really looking for. But, yeah, unfortunately don't find it. But that's fine. I feel like I'm pretty strong now. We got to 7 Elderwood. And then this was when I was like, okay, maybe 9 Elderwood is possible. Perhaps that's what we're going for. So let's see. Up once again, our arch nemesis, the guy with the Lee Sin and the Callista with the double Guinsus. Not a problem for Nunu as he just eats that shit. Jax is going to take some reduced damage, but he can't stop the freight train. Oh, but he can! I forgot. Yeah, Nunu was mid-meal when the Callista finally did him in. Our friend from earlier, sadly, down and out for the count in the top 3 realm now. I'm so lucky here. Find my Ezreal, and I sell my... yeah, I do sell my Ari, put in my Ezreal, get my Elderwood Sprout onto my Cass, because I know I'm going to sell the Annie. Or do I put it on my Annie? I can't remember. I think I actually put it on my Annie instead because I'm like, well, I know I'm going to sell her. And the last unit I'm looking for is Lilia, really, to complete the comp, to be my mage of choice. She is the 5-cost mage representative. And then I find the Hecarim, and I think, man, you've been in and out of my comp so many times. Let's do it. So that's 50 armor and MR, and then 25 AD and spell power every 2 seconds. So once the game's gone on for 10 seconds, your Elderwood champions are absolutely stacked. So you can watch my Nunu here. He's just taken an absolute beat down. Also, Ezreal ults everywhere. I can't remember. This one's a close one, actually, because this guy has, like, the Dazzler comp. But then again, yeah, Nunu really putting the work in, just devours as much of the enemy team as he can. And then Veigar finishes the job. These guys really do work well in tandem. I feel like Elderwood Mage might not be the strongest thing in the set. Who knows yet? It is early days, but my god is it fun. It is a great comp. In my personal experience, I really enjoyed it. I can't remember. I think, yeah, I'm confident with that, so I don't panic roll here. Usually, yeah, at this sort of stage in the game, you can find me just rolling down like an ape. But no, it's always good to try and sit on some... Nope, there I go. There I go. I think I'm just desperately looking for the Lilia here, because I feel like I'm at 8. I can find these 5 costs. I got my 6%er, but don't find it. Check to see if anyone else has got it. See that they don't. But think, you know what? I think I'm okay. I'm doing all right. So I think this is where this guy starts to get a little bit mad. He is the one that I end up going like into the face-off, the final duel with, because this is Nunu's time to shine. He gets bubbled, he gets CC'd out the arse. He spends the first half of combat not doing anything, but that does not matter. See that he just tosses her up. She's just gone. That's another one down. Working his way through like it's nothing. And they are just gone. He just eats 4 of the entire team, and this guy is not happy. This guy is not impressed. Claims it is balanced. I typed some dumb messages. Again, it was super late. I was just like, oh, I'm just happy. I was just having a great time. This game really did put a massive smile on my face. I'll go for the double chalice. The Morello's really probably would have been a better bet, but I saw the double chalice and thought immediately, let's go for it. Bit more money as well, and honestly, it doesn't go amiss at this point in the game. I get every other 5 cost in the game. I get Lee Sin and Kane. Guys going off about me making him a mage. Obviously, like I said earlier, it was definitely a possibility. Didn't find it the mage spat, but I could have done it. I don't know if that would have been the best. Maybe 6 mage and Nunu could be fun. But I was very happy with how this one turned out. Getting the Brawler passive was just a nice little added bonus, but the 9 Elderwood was really what made this. I do end up finding the Lilia, I'm certain. I'm certain this game goes on long enough that I find it, and again, I'm just desperate at this point. One Veigar, is it Veigar or Veigar? I don't know, man. Let me know what you think. So yeah, Lee Sin luckily picking on my Maokai. Don't really mind about him. Nunu's just getting free reign. He gets hit with the Kalista though, which is a bit of a shame. But then luckily my backline has had enough time to come out, and even Annie gets a little bit of work done there. You can see how fat the shield is with the Elderwood buff. She really does benefit from that. I think Annie is a great frontline mage, which I know is what she was sort of supposed to be in set 3, but kind of got a little bit undermined by the fact that mech was just too good, so you very rarely ran Annie. She was usually like a stopgap in Sorcerers or Star Guardians. You just sort of had her in there until you hit a better Sorcerer. But I feel like in this set she might actually have more of a chance to shine, as a lot of the mages are more they're more evenly distributed over the costs, amongst the costs, you know. That's good stuff. So this is what it comes down to. I believe we actually get one more fight, because he's put way more items on his units. I think he ends up winning this one. Let's see. I can't quite remember, but again, he was upset from earlier about the Nunu. I think he repositioned a little bit as well. So yeah, Nunu only gets to like do 2, 1 and done 2 of them, I think. He's resilient though; he'll stick around. And yeah, unfortunately, that's the end of it for my team, my streak, going right down to 50. And then luckily, this is when I find Lilia. Immediately, Annie is out. Lilia is in. Unfortunately, I was confused about the positioning. Very confused about the positioning. I was looking at the ability, very cool, and I was like, does she benefit from the Elderwood Sapling? And then I remember, oh, of course she does, because everyone benefits from Elderwood Sapling. It's just such a good trait bonus. I think it's so good. I think it's everything that Chrono could have been in the last set, honestly. It's like what Chrono was missing. It's a full range of champions that can all benefit from it. This is where I kind of knew that my Lilia positioning was going to be bad and I wasn't going to see her shine. And that honestly, keeping in Annie might have not been the worst idea. Because Lilia, I believe in the fight, this is the last fight, I'm almost certain. She does just end up getting mowed down. And didn't really get to pop off, but like I say, she can't really steal the show from our boy Nunu. I think, in hindsight, in terms of positioning, I would have moved Lilia back one hex next to Ashe, and then the Hecarim to the right of my Lulu. I managed to get the 3-star Veigar just at the end to add a little bit of insult to injury. That might be what won me the game, I can't quite remember. I know that selling this is not really going to help, but I can re-roll for... I don't even know what I was re-rolling for, to be perfectly honest with you with that. Maybe just... I don't know, there was a Lilia in the shop. I think I just did it. Maybe that was the 5 AM vibe speaking, who knows. And this is crazy, like, he's got the Mage Shojin, so the Ezreal ults, as you've seen, it's like, it's insane. He's like, when he's not ulting, I'm ulting. And again, Nunu just popping off. Luckily getting the double cast from Lulu there. Going to town on this guy's whole team. It's great. It's great. I love him, man. Nunu, what a wicked character. And then I believe to finish the job, Veigar finishes him off. Dumb GG. And there I go. You gotta love Chonk, man. So yeah, that was it, guys. That was my TFT Fates experience on the PBE. My favorite game so far. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Devs have done a great job. All positive feedback from me, mostly. And I'll hopefully make more videos like this. They'll hopefully be a bit more constructive in the future. That's it from me, guys. Until the next time, take it easy.